with that dude. How you doing? Great. All right. We're off to a good start, huh? Yeah. Your next comedian coming to the stage making her Comedy Fix debut. This lady is from Hampton, New Hampshire, and last year she was in the Granite State Comedy Festival. Please welcome Michele Mortensen.
Thanks to Mark Turcock. This is a hell of a great show. I am so happy to be here for the benefit of the Greater Androscoggin Humane Society. Did I say that right? Yeah. I brought a new dog toy. I also brought some for the raffle. I did bring some old dog collars, and I have the matching whips out of my bag. I'll sell those for $5 a piece. No questions asked. We'll donate it all back to the shelter. What do you think? I did drive up from Hampton, New Hampshire. Got in a little trouble with Maine's finest. See, here's the problem. I call myself a lady comic, and for the most part, I am sweet, polite, nice. But every once in a while, I get so goddamn sick. Nice and polite. And when that happens, I feel like my head's gonna pop, and shit just starts coming out of my mouth like a broken gumball machine. And that's what happened. So I was speeding. Cop pulls me over and says, "Why were you going so fast?" I said, "Well, officer, I'm in Maine. When I'm in Maine, doing 85 or 95 is the way life ought to be." And he says, "Well, you took your sweet time pulling over. What took you so long?" I said, "Well, when I saw that pastel blue car, I thought it was the welcome wagon." "What the hell is up with that? Who picked out that color, Martha Stewart?" I have driven all over the country, and I got to tell you guys, those are the gayest police cars. Then he said, "Oh, so you think you're funny? What are you, a comedian?" I said, "Shit, I'm screwed. I'm never getting to this show." So I understand we call this Lewiston, Auburn, like L.A. Yeah, we call it L.A. This is East L.A. I was just out in the other L.A. because my son's out there. I do a lot of acting, and I was out there for a movie premiere. They call that, L.A., Los Angeles, City of Angels. No, it's a city of assholes. Seriously, but I have been in a lot of movies. Just lately, I played some very interesting parts. Porn, at my age. Man, but I have played, let's see, a homeless woman, a crazy cat woman, a woman whose husband tries to strangle her because she's such a bitch. Seriously, I have slit someone's throat on camera in a satanic rite, and tomorrow I'm going and I'm playing an alcoholic, abused wife. I discovered so late in life that I have an amazing ability to act and look like total shit. I figured if they need somebody to play Miley Cyrus's mom, I'm there. I checked out that whole twerking thing. I mean, it looks like either she's been giving birth to triplets or she's been constipated for about 3 weeks. I can do that. Really. But see, growing up, I was the nice little girl. The nerdy wallflower that never got a date. And my mother always used to say to me, "Michele, one day you'll be beautiful. One day." Anybody's mother would say that to them. One day you'll be beautiful. Now I look at myself in the mirror and I'm thinking, was I so hungover that I slept through that one freaking day? My father used to try to cheer me up and say, "Oh, but Michele, you're so talented," because I acted and I sang and I played the keyboard. One time he takes me to Fenway Park to a Red Sox game. And they play the Star Spangled Banner. He says, "Gee, do you ever dream that you'll play the organ here?" I'm 15 years old. So I'm dreaming about playing an organ. But it sure as hell isn't the one at Fenway Park. My sister dated all the guys that I wanted to date because she was the cute one, and she's still doing it to me. Whenever we're out together, the guys that are checking her out are the ones that are handsome enough to be doing commercials with Cialis, just for men. The guys that are checking me out should be doing commercials for diabetes test kits in the scooter store. So how high school, I was named most talented and most likely to stay a virgin, which they've now combined to make the Susan Boyle Award. All the guys I did date are now either living in Algonquin or Provincetown. Here's the saddest story of all. The one time I dated this black guy and I really, really liked him, but he had a foot fetish, kept wanting me to suck his toes. And I'm lactose intolerant. I went to college, I met my husband at UMass Law. We have been married over 30 years, can you believe it? He's actually here tonight, he says he's sick of my shit, and I never know whether he's talking about my comedy or something else. But, you know, it's been a happy marriage, but we still do trade barbs. This past winter, we were down in SeaWorld. I asked him to, you know, I wanted to go to SeaWorld. I asked him to take me there. I wanted to see Shamu's buddies. I said, hon, if I wanted to see a killer whale, I'd just watch you get out of the hotel pool. So I went myself, and you know what I learned? Whales only mate once a year. Stick to the schedule. But then I got him back, you know, he for years he's called me his little Beamer. I was flattered because I thought, BMW, you know, he thinks I'm sporty, stylish, and sexy. I said, that's why he thinks. He says, no, you're like the BMW because your rear end is starting to drag and you're high maintenance. So I got him back. I caught him flirting with a 20-something. Last show, all from my set. I came down off the stage and said to him in this real loud voice, you want to talk high maintenance? How much body work do you think you're going to need before she lets you drive her around the block? Go all the way home. But we lived in Jersey for 22 years. Yeah, that was quite a trial. You can survive Jersey, you can survive almost anything. He was an executive with a Fortune 500 company.
Oh my.
Yeah, he was. But he was let go before they started giving out all those huge bonuses like all those dudes got with the bailout, which I always thought they should call the Viagra bailout because I knew some of those dudes, and that money went straight to a bunch of useless dicks. But again, I tried to be the corporate wife, a good little wife, do my whole thing, you know, and I just couldn't succeed. I tried to do the whole hair and makeup thing, could never do it, so I'd end up looking like Heath Ledger or Phyllis Diller. Then one time they asked me to order the wine at dinner, and I'm clueless about wine. See, I like drinks like I see some of you guys having, cherries, umbrellas. You got more shit floating in that than a backyard pool. I don't know anything about wine. I thought Pinot Grigio was a Mexican wrestler. Steward opens the bottle, hands me the cork. I don't know what the hell to do with it. So I give it my best shot and I lick it. But here's the worst part. One time they sat me next to boss's wife at dinner, and I could not stand this. Could not stand it. Just going on and on about her charity work and her shopping trips and all this. Finally, she catches her breath and says, so Michele, what have you been doing? And I had. I said, oh, haven't you heard? I've been doing your husband at lunch, bitch. That's when we packed up and moved to New Hampshire. Love it up there. You know, my husband and I, we have been married. We're happily married. I just realized, though, we try to keep things a little romantic still, you know, in the bedroom and all that. But I realized just how much sex and everything had changed. The last time I went for my annual exam, and the doctor for the first time asked me, if I'm still sexually active. Still sexually active. And I had to think, does she want to know if I'm still having sex? Or does she want to know if I'm still active when I do have sex? Because at my age, those are two different questions. With two entirely different answers. And I had to think for a minute. I thought, you know, sex has changed. Let's see, we used to worry about having enough condoms. Now we're worried about having enough Bengay. I used to worry about whether or not I had taken my pill. And now I worry about whether or not he's taken his pill. We used to worry about whether our parents would catch us, and now we're worried about our kids catching us, which happened a couple weeks ago. Daughter called while we were involved. I pick up the phone. Hello? Hi, Mom. Are you okay? You're out of breath. What have you been doing? I'm a little flustered. I can't think of anything. Playing checkers? Your father was just about to jump me. Well, if you want me to call you back? And I look over at my husband and go, no, that's all right, Kate. I think the game is just about over. Daughter she's great. She's a great kid. She loves to tease me about being cool because, you know, I am not cool. I am almost always the oldest one in the show. Not cool. I mean, for the longest time, I thought crystal meth was a kind of jewelry. I own an iPad, an iPod, an iPhone, and an iMac, and I suck at using all of them. And here's the big one, though. One thing we do agree upon is the reality shows. I don't know. Anybody hooked on the reality shows, really hooked on them? Good. I mean, really, Dancing with the Stars, I didn't recognize any of the stars this year. Who's been on lately? Bristol Palin, Kate Gosselin, 81-year-old Cloris Leachman, Nancy Grace, who farted on camera. Yes, she did. They ought to call that show Dancing with the Has-Beens, the Wannabes, and the Fuck-Ups. Survivor. Let's make Survivor real. Let's make it Survivor Detroit. Stick him in a bad neighborhood without a cell phone. The last guy to shit his pants is the winner. The Real Housewives of who gives a shit, really. Anytime my husband is getting mad at me, I turn that on and say, here, hon, watch some real bitches in action. Say yes to the dress. Has anybody seen this one? Yeah. You seen some of those women? I'm sorry, they shouldn't be saying yes to any of those dresses. And some of those girls, they're enormous. Really, consent to the tent would be more like. And of course, as long as the Kardashians keep popping out little Kardashians, they're going to ask us to keep up with them, right? I figured that when Kim and Kanye had the baby, they'd have the KKK baby collection. Little white hoodies, crosses on the front, says I'm playing with fire on the back. You know that woman is shameless, though. She's absolutely shameless. At Thanksgiving, she even had the Kim Kardashian turkey. It was easy to stuff because the asshole was so big. So my husband and I were empty nesters up in New Hampshire, did two very big empty nester things. One is bought a motorcycle, both got our licenses. Yeah, have my motorcycle license. Yeah, you did it too? Not yet? You're going to go do it?
Yep, I'm doing it.
Come on, I did it at my age. We'll talk. Listen, we even found clubs just for people our own age. My husband, I'm in the Boniva Biker Babes, and he's in the Rogaine Roadhogs. He's back there. You can see the biker part is working out real well, the Rogaine not so much. His friends think the bike is cool. My friends are hoping this is just menopause, and then I'll go back to ceramics when it's done. I'm telling them, ladies, aren't you tired of having everything you do that's just slightly different blamed on your hormones because it's never anything good? Really, it's your period, menopause, you're pregnant. Wouldn't you like to hear a sportscaster go, and what a fantastic performance. She must be ovulating. And of course, I'm going to end with this. The other thing empty nesters do is feather the nest back up with dogs. And I know you've got to be dog people, right? And you all got to be spoiled rotten dog people, right? Yep, 2 golden retrievers. That's ours. Whenever we go away, they stay at All Dogs Gym and Inn, which is down by the Manchester Airport, which is like a doggy Hilton. So they get a doggy biscuit on their pillow at night. We're at a Motel 6. You don't want to know what's on your pillow at night in Motel 6. One's a rescue. We actually brought him up from Memphis. He's from Memphis area Golden Retriever Rescue. Beautiful dog. But the other is our champion bloodline little female, Luna. Now, they also say that you pick out a dog who's a lot like you, So when we first got Luna, I took her to the vet, who's a friend of mine. I said, well, what do you think? Is she a lot like me? She said, well, Michele, she's cute, she's charming, she's intelligent. But Michele, I've seen you when your hormones are out of whack, and if this dog is really like you, I'd spay that bitch as soon as possible. But since she has champion bloodlines, of course she gets nothing but the best premium dog food with human-grade ingredients. Then if she wants a snack, she goes out and eats poop in the backyard. Vet sent us to a dog shrink to try to fix that problem. $200 for the shrink. What does the shrink tell us? Pick up the poop before she eats it. Bought her all these expensive dog toys. She's still got bored, chewed up my best shoes, shred a whole 6-pack of toilet paper all through the house. Looked like we'd invited Dick Cheney to go duck hunting. But here's this, and I'll leave this. She was supposed to be my dog. But no, she turned out to be Daddy's girl. So every week, Daddy takes her to agility class. And some of you maybe have done this with your dog, you know, or you've seen it on Animal Planet where they go up and down the ramps, through the tires, through the weed poles, everything. He calls me up every week after class and brags about the dog. Luna did this, she went through the weed pole, she ran so fast, she was the star of the show, and I'm thinking, what the hell is up with this guy? He wasn't a Little League father, he wasn't a soccer dad, and he sure as hell doesn't brag about me this way. Why is he like this with this dog? Then one day it dawns on me, here's a middle-aged man who finally has a female who will jump through hoops for him. Because this bitch doesn't. And then my time got us back. Keep it going for MicheleMortensen4.
Making her comedy fix debut. That's one funny lady, huh? Wow, she is awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, you're